Hi, my name is Ricky Dweck. I grew up in Brooklyn, New York. I'm an Orthodox Jew. I grew up with a religious family, and throughout my whole life, I always believed in Judaism and in God, and really, I can't explain where I would be without my religion. It brought me so much happiness and so much vision through my life, and I'm very grateful for that. I always used to win MVPs in tournaments and was very involved, and then my basketball skills kind of dropped. I first started off at Magen David Yeshiva in 6th grade. I made the basketball team. I was really bench warmer there, but when I got in, I did my thing. But now I recently I won my first league in a while. It's called the Brooklyn Ball League. I won MVP there and won the championship. It made me feel like Jordan.
Ricky D resets, guarded by Nathan. Craziness ensuing. Gets a pick from Moser, pulls up for the win! Yeah! Ricky D for the win! Finally reaches championship glory.
I believe Ricky is one of the most diligent, hardworking player you'll ever see. He hustles for every single ball, every single play, never quits. Overall basketball game, I think, is very good.
Ever since I was a little kid, loved playing basketball. Basketball was my true love. And fantasy football just hit me. I love fantasy football, love managing, love picking the right players, stats. I first was in my room one night preparing for a fantasy football week, and I needed a sleeper. I needed a guy, I could put in my lineup and he could get me 20 points, 15 points. And I was in research for about 3 hours on my bed, just looking at numbers, and I found some good guys. I found some good sleepers, and I was excited about it. I really enjoyed the research I did, and I was like, I want to write about this. It really interests me. So I wrote a quick blog. I made a quick blog online. And little did you know, those 3 guys that I put up that week had a great week, and ever since then I kept on gradually advancing the website and gaining a fan base.
I remember 2 years back, me and Rick playing fantasy football, getting advice from experts, so-called experts, telling us who to play. We said we'd like to give people advice from real fantasy players. Regular people, regular kids, and we started to write a few articles recommending players, and we hit. And ever since, we've been helping the fantasy community out.
My goal is to help the community around me be successful in fantasy football and to express my opinion.
The goal is to help out fantasy football players, fellow players, with sleepers, players that aren't expected to do well but end up doing well. So a lot about the NFL is finding out who the player is playing. It's mostly gut calls, going with the gut. You should trust our website because we get our knowledge from God.
He's hitting with the players. He puts 3 players a week. He predicts what they're going to do. He's been doing very well at predicting what they're going to do. The articles don't only give you fantasy knowledge, it also gives you football knowledge, and he throws some jokes in there and cracks you up.
My pet name was Honey Smacks because I love that cereal. It's so good.
My name is Uncle Tainuz. The reason why my name is Uncle Tainuz is because my father always used to sketch me that we had an Uncle Tainuz coming for the weekend, so I always believed him. I'm like, where's Uncle Tainuz? I thought it was a very funny name.
The humor is, I believe, one of the best things on that website because his humor will attract many people. For example, Latavius Murray, Lat Murray in a hurry. That's one example of his humor. I know Ricky to be like one of the best fantasy players in like the country. He wins almost every league that he plays in, goes to the championship, makes the playoffs.
I was in a high stakes league in Las Vegas with about 500 people. We ended up finishing in 4th place. I looked up to Red Auerbach. I don't really know how to pronounce his last name so well, but he was the Jewish general manager for the Boston Celtics, and he won multiple championships. He was also the coach. They say he was a great player, coach. All the players loved him and looked up to him, and he really cared about every player on the team. He was Jewish, so helps me believe, you know. Judaism is a huge role in my life. It's grounded me, guided me. I don't really struggle with looking online at sports or watching TV sports during the Sabbath, only because I was very used to it since I was little. I kind of trained myself not to do so, but once in a while I do watch a sports game on the Sabbath.
We won't tell anyone, don't worry.